into a little bit of trouble here in the first practice session. Got off the road and got into the tires pretty hard, but he did recover to qualify fifth.
We've got 73 total laps here at Portland International for 142.3 miles. The purse over $393,000. The pit window, fuel is going to be critical here. 32 to 35 laps.
On boards, the Cat Rental, number 60, Andy Houston. Greg Biffle in the number 50, Grainger Ford. Mike Wallace in the number 2, Team ASE Ford. Dennis Setzer in the Mopar Dodge, and Boris Said in the Federated Auto Parts Ford.
So as they come down to the starting green, and the flag is waving, and round 11 is underway. Through the festival turn for the first time. Too wide, everybody seeming so far to make it.
This first set of corners of Portland, very tight. There's going to be trouble down here, no question about it.
Boris Said, Ron Fellows jump out to the early lead. Jack Sprague got around Stacy Compton. He is running in third. Behind Compton, it's Dennis Setzer. That's your top five. Sun shining bright right now as we are on our way, but you see the clouds in the background. We had rain earlier today, and believe it or not, as we come down the backstretch here that's over 1,500 feet long, we do have rain tires for the first time, and if we get wet, these guys will go to wet race tires for the first time in NASCAR history.
And actually today it rained twice and dried out twice, so the chance of rain is very good.
Working their way down through turn 12 for the first time. Here we come to complete lap number 1. Boris Said is in front. And right behind is Ron Fellows. He takes a look to the inside, but will not try and stick his truck underneath. Probably the slowest corner on the racetrack right there at the festival turn. Back onto the throttle.
No question. These trucks, these drivers having to go down to first gear for that quick right-left in the festival curves. And because of that, they're running a very tall first gear. So it's going to be hard for these guys to get out of their pit stalls today because they're running such a tall first gear.
And you see Compton in the 86, Setzer, Biffle right behind him, the hometown favorite, and the rest of this field coming through. Whoops, smoking a tire there. The 92 of Ross Thompson gets wide through the corner. Oh, and Kevin Cywinski is hard into the barrier.
Yeah, you can see the hood all folded up there on Kevin Cywinski's truck.
Currently running 6th in the points, or 10th in the points, I should say. He's going to be able to back it out, but there is some damage to the truck.
Man, that tells you how tough these NASCAR trucks are, because look at the damage on the front of that car, and he's backed that thing out, and he's going to keep going.
Qualified 26th. He is not known for his road course racing. We've got a replay of it. Oh, he's got a tire rubbing on that left front.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to head to the pits. But look at this, coming out of turn 2, he just gets it off. Now keep in mind, we've had a lot of rain, so that truck just not slowing down, and it actually moves the barrier just a little bit when it hits.
So he is nursing it around to get the auto trim designed for it back to the pit lane. We've got to take a break. Boris Said is in front at the Grainger 225. Boris Said and Ron Fellows, they have opened up about a 3-second margin over third place Jack Sprague. Stacy Compton is 4th, and Dennis Setzer rounds out the top 5.
And Ron Fellows certainly not letting Boris Said get away. As you said, Marty, these two have opened up more than a 3-second lead on Jack Sprague. And Ron Fellows at this point seems happy enough to just stay on Boris Said's rear bumper and push him along.
Dave Burns, you're down in pit lane. Got an update?
Well, Marty, the start of the race looked pretty obvious, like Boris Said was being sort of let out in front there by Ron Fellows, and that was a plan since this morning. They got together, talked about it, and I asked him, I said, you guys going to make a plan going down to the festival turn? They didn't tell me who was going to lead down there, but they basically said, we're not going to mess it up early on in the event. They didn't do it, and right now Said has been given the position by Ron Fellows, but he's got a lot of pressure now coming back.
Yeah, I think your observation was right, Jeremy, from the standpoint of these two. They know it's a long race. You don't want to get into too much of an infight right now. You can take each other out and hand the race back to Well, right now it'd be Jack Sprague in third.
Absolutely, and there's no point in fighting this early in the race. Having said that, look at Ron Fellows not hesitating to show him the nose and actually stuffs it inside.
Can he hold on to the position? No, because now you got the right-hander coming up here, and Boris is going to hold on to the position. Onto the back straightaway, which really isn't a straight at all. It's a long, slow, sweeping arc. Over 1,500 feet long, and you saw the lap speeds there last time by.
And they use a lot of that curb right there. You see Jack Sprague jumping over that curb. There's Greg Biffle, Stacy Compton. Biffle has gone past Compton.
In fact, he's gone past Setzer as well. He's picked up 2 positions, jumping from 6th to 4th. So Biffle, as we go on board the Dodge of Dennis Setzer.
And you can see Biffle laying strips of rubber as he comes out of that last corner onto the main straightaway here in Portland. These trucks in second gear really struggle to put power down, and especially here in first gear on this concrete, which is very bumpy. Oh, we got a truck in the wall.
The number 78 of Dane Pitarresi is into the wall. That is right at turn 12, the last turn on the track. And doesn't look like he is going anywhere. We'll have to wait and see if there will be a full course caution. Now he's trying to get it refired.
And look at this, Ron Fellows in the lead. Ron Fellows has gone by Boris Said.
So while Pitarresi was in the tire barrier, we've got our first lead change of the race. And Ron Fellows is at the point in the Chevrolet, while the Ford right behind of Boris Said. And the 2 of them lead Jack Sprague in third place by 4.2 seconds.
Look at Ron Fellows over that curb, just launching that truck.
Let's go back and find out what happened to Dane Pitarresi.
Well, we saw this a couple of times. Boy, that's a pretty good hit. We saw this a couple of times in practice. Guys just get off. They start to get a little push there as they head into the last corner, and there's just nothing you can do. And especially with that wet grass, there's no way to keep that truck from going into the tires.
And the truck is in the pit lane getting some repairs taken care of. There you get a chance to see Greg Biffle has gotten around Jack Sprague. So Biffle, one of the fastest trucks on the racetrack right now, has moved his position all the way up to third.
And Greg Biffle, of course, that extra motivation. He is from Vancouver, Washington, just across the river from Portland, just a couple of minutes away from this racetrack.
In fact, if he wins this race, there'll be a huge party at Biffle's Pub and Grill, which is 15 minutes away. He's 5.16 seconds behind the race leader, which is Ron Fellows. There is Stacy Compton and Dennis Setzer, the pair of Dodges. They are running 5th and 6th.
Interval 7.6.